Well, hasn't it been a while, Bladers? I know it's been almost a month since I last uploaded a video, which was Valkyrie versus Bahamut. And honestly, there's no real reason. Well, there is a reason. I needed to get a new camera once again, but I feel like I should have told you all this beforehand because it just seemed like I just disappeared from the face of the earth. But that is really the only reason why I haven't uploaded in such a long time, because I just couldn't record anything. I also moved into college, so that's a thing. So don't expect like very consistent uploads, because I might get really busy. Then again, I never uploaded consistently even before that. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of disclaimer. And I just want to thank you all for sticking with my channel, despite the fact that once again, I just disappeared off the face of the earth without saying anything. Shows that you really do appreciate the content I make and this channel as a whole. And I appreciate you guys, so once again, I give my very deepest thanks to all of you for supporting this channel. Anyways, on to a more positive note. We got the Astral Spriggan DB customized set. So Astral Spriggan comes with the over disc, the Quattro driver, and also has the Zero armor. If we look at the back real quick. We also have a recolor Blitz disc, Metal Extreme, Wave Dash, Metal Survive, another Nexus disc, a Cyclone Bellio 2 layer, which is a blue and gold recolor, and even the S gear for Dynamite Bellio. So this is the third gear Bellio has currently, and I just want to let you know I do have Guilty Longinus, which I will be uploading tomorrow. And that does come with the final gear, that being the L gear. So this is pretty much everything we need. Quattro has 4 modes. Astral Spriggan, of course, is dual rotating. So this is actually the most versatile bay we have in DB, because it has a total of 16 different modes. 4 for the layer and 4 for the driver. So I hope y'all really enjoyed this unboxing and this comeback by the Beyblade Man. So the first thing we're going to cover in this DB customized set are some of the extra parts that you do get access to. So this is Survive metal. So as you see, it has the metal cap at the top. And it also has a reinforced lock, so it is like a dash driver. So it's going to have really, really good burst resistance. Although, personally, I'm not a big fan of metal drivers since it has been shown that they can damage the bay's teeth. The only exceptions are bays with double chassis, I think, and I guess Bahamut, because Bahamut doesn't have actual teeth. Also, why Survive of all drivers? Survive is outclassed significantly, but whatever. We also got Metal Extreme. Once again, not a big fan of this, but at least Extreme is a better driver in general. It's a really top-tier attack driver. So this would definitely be better used for competitive combos. Here we have the Cyclone Bellio layer. This nice gold and blue recolor. So I put it in high mode since I decided to give it the Blitz disc. And of course, it's a DB layer, so it can only use... So in order to use on previous discs, you need to use the high mode. Overall, though, it does have this nice blue 2 armor. Of course, the stamina wings from Cyclone. When you use the Cyclone blade in high mode, though, the wings are always pushed out, so its stamina will be at its highest point. Overall, this is a pretty solid recolor. Here's Blitz, nice gold with blue plastic. So this is a GT disc, so these little points will stick out when it's spinning, which I guess is supposed to like amplify its attack power. Solid recolor once again. And finally, we got Wave Dash. So it's going to have way better burst resistance. So Wave is a balance type driver with like multiple points of contact. It has this point in the very center right here. Then has this little plate around it. Then has this point around it. And then has this ring around it. Which it just gives it pretty nice life after death, I feel like. And I guess overall nice combination of, I guess, attack, defense, and stamina. At least it should. It's a balanced type driver. So my combination will be Cyclone Bellio, Blitz, Wave Dash. Also, I might take this 2 armor and use it on my Guilty Longinus instead, just because I really like the color for this too. Moving on, we're going to now talk about the S gear for Dynamite Bellio. So here it is, this nice red piece of plastic. that honestly looks like a frame, and that's basically what it is. It's a frame for the Nexus disc. Shape-wise, it kind of dropped it. Sorry about that. The shape overall kind of reminds me of Astral Spriggan. I mean, you can even tell by the little details inside of it. Definitely has that Spriggan design. It's pretty nice. If you look closely inside, there's like 4 notches, which allows you to actually slide it on the Nexus disc. So I'm going to try to do it on the camera. And pretty easy. Also, this has 2 modes. So right now, I actually put it in the free spinning mode. So this would actually be defense. So if an opponent hits the disc, then the frame will move, allowing it to parry the attack, and the opponent will just slide off. Now let me just take this off. Okay, so I finally put it in the other mode, which was significantly harder to do. But in this mode, the actual S gear is stationary, which will provide significantly better attacks, which does fit more with Belial's, overall style, since it is attack type. But now we got Dynamite Belial with 3 gears. The F gear from Fafnir, the V gear from Valkyrie, and the S gear from Spriggan. So tomorrow, I will finally add the L gear, making it the perfect version of Belial. Well, at least until we get Dangerous Belial, which thankfully you can use all the gears for that one too. Because honestly, I for a second I thought you wouldn't, and I really thought it was a dumb idea. But that's not the case. So here's the main event, Astral Spriggan. So let me take this layer apart, actually. Let me take the layer apart. Here's the Spriggan core. Like Valkyrie, it's also horizontal. Nice little bits of, well, it's overall red with like gold armor in the shape of an axe. You can see Spriggan's blue eyes. It has this blue ring around it. Pretty nice color scheme. I don't like how you can clearly see the screws, but oh well. You can also look at the very center. You can see a little bit of an S for Spriggan. And here's the back of it. Here's the teeth. So it has 2 sets of teeth. One set for left spin and the other for right spin. Right now it's actually in left spin mode. So, 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I forgot to get this little tool for Spriggan. So what you need to do is you need to take this point and align it with the little prongs on the actual where the teeth are. So right now this prong is right next to the L, so it's in left spin mode. And as you can see there's an R. If the prong was right next to that R, it would be in right spin mode. So all you gotta do is just change it, and all you gotta do is just put it inside like that. You twist it until it clicks, and boom, now the Spriggan core is in right spin mode. And if you notice, these white little parts right here will change positioning depending on what mode you're in to, use Spriggan in both rotations. Here is the Astral Blade. As you can see here, has 2 Spriggan heads with 2 golden axes. So, very standard design for Spriggan. This white part is rubber. Nice callback to Spriggan Rec Room. Pretty good. Of course, it does. This side overall looks like a Spriggan Rec Room. Similar to World Spriggan, where the right spin mode looked like Spriggan Rec Room. Although this mode is actually left spin mode this time. So it's pretty darn cool. So yeah, I can use the rubber for some spin stealing, and spin equalization capabilities. Now if you flip it around, this is its right spin mode, which is now the side that resembles Legend Spriggan. So it's like a solid black color scheme instead. And inside the axe blades, they are metal. So this mode will be better for attack power. So yeah, overall, Astral seems like a pretty nice versatile blade. And because it also has the high and low mode, there's technically 4 modes with the layer overall. The 2 modes for spin directions, and the 2 modes for the metal distribution. Speaking of its high and low mode, we have the 0 armor. So once again, a little callback to Spriggan Rec Room. So the weight distribution is perfectly even all around, so very balanced. Nothing much else to say. So here's Astral Spriggan right spin high mode. Looks pretty nice. Decided to have it in high mode in this form since metal on metal. And here is Astral Spriggan in its left spin low mode, which is the mode it's in once you get it. This is the over disc, which I'd say is a combination of 0 and the oval disc from like Dark Death Scyther. Not Dark Death Scyther, the original Death Scyther, single layer version, I mean. So yeah, it's very heavy and it's also completely smooth. So overall, it's just a well-balanced disc, which makes sense. Again, Spriggan is a balance type. Makes sense to have something that's also well-balanced. Speaking of well-balanced, we got the Quattro driver. So right now, the driver looks like Unite, right? Has a plastic spike tip in the center. Has a plastic spike tip in the center with a rubber coating around it. But this driver's like Zeta, and you can change its mode. So all you gotta do is lift these tabs on the side. You lift these up, and you just twist it to change the driver's modes. So right now, there are 4 modes in total. 2 modes use rubber tips like the Unite tip, right here. And then 2 modes use metal tips. For example, this is stamina mode. It's a wide metal spike. Oh, the prongs are already lifted up. Again, this is balance mode, just Unite tip. That is defense mode, a wide metal ball that is free spinning, so it's like orbit metal. And attack mode is basically extreme, a rubber flat performance tip. So let's go back to balance mode since, you know, balance type. Twist, please. Okay, it wasn't pushed up all the way. But yeah, you gotta make sure the prongs are pushed up all the way. And when you pick the mode you want, you gotta push it all the way down. But 4 modes for the layer and 4 modes for the driver means this bay has 16 modes in total, making it the most versatile bay ever. And I mean, if you decide to use the actual Nexus disc with the S gear, you would have 32 modes. Thinking about that is just insane to me. So let's get on with the test battles. Overall, I would say Astral Spriggan is pretty good. I do think I need to mod the core, though, to increase its burst resistance a little bit more by adding a rubber piece inside of it, because that burst against Bahamut... Well, actually, then again, Bahamut is pretty strong, so I'm going to give Spriggan the benefit of the doubt. Although, at the same time, I have seen videos where its burst resistance isn't the best, so yeah, I will mod the core, similar to how I did with Valkyrie, by adding a rubber piece inside of it to increase friction. But it's still a pretty good Bey overall. Hope y'all enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all next time for more Beyblade Burst unboxings.